What is up, everyone? I missed live clash for a few days, so I'm pretty behind in the ranking, and this was recorded a couple days ago, but I wanted to show you guys some DSK King upgraded core footage. I wasn't able to finish all 15 fights, but I'll give you some examples of where it's useful and not as effective. So please like and subscribe, and I hope you enjoy the video. For the first fight, I forgot to switch the core, but we fight him again in the next fight, and I'll show you guys the difference of what the upgraded core can do. Notice how his Metal Knight goes first, but in the next fight it will be blocked. We have our rematch, and this is the typical ideal advantage of the DSK King upgraded core. Notice how the fight is much easier. There are a lot of extra damage burst teams that include King and Sky King. For these fights with Bakuzan, they somewhat have a chance to counter DSK King's energy seal since they start with some extra energy, but this means that they have to burst you down with 5 energy instead of 7, which still helps you a bit if you can survive. For this fight, I didn't know that it would include a pick and ban since I wasn't 1900 ranking yet, but this was my first fight with a 1900 ranking person, so I was kinda caught off guard. But let's see how it turned out. We fight him again. For these pick and ban, it's much more trickier since you can easily mess up your opponent's team synergy if you ban correctly. Although I wasn't able to get Vaccine Man with Groribas, let's see how this fight goes down. It ended up to be a really close fight. I feel once I reach 1900, the Groribas team is gonna be harder to use since they're gonna be able to ban specifically what I'm gonna use in my Groribas team. so I might need to switch my strategy up, but we'll see when we get there. In this next fight, although his ranking score is pretty low compared to me, his runes are much better. My Groribas is equipped with a plus 30 speed, but we can see that all 3 of his units move first, so he has at least 3 30 speed or more runes. And he was lucky to get a crit with King on turn 1, which doesn't seem good for me, but I still won in the end. In this fight, notice how I seal his energy, but his king didn't crit, and he was still able to use his ultimate on Child Emperor. This means he probably have the upgraded core for his Child Emperor. On top of that, he has the formal gear set on Child Emperor, so he was able to stun my Metal Knight, which doesn't look good for me for this fight, but it still ended up really close, and we get an instant rematch with him right after this. So let's see these 2 fights. In this fight, he didn't stun my Metal Knight with Child Emperor, so we might have a chance. Since last fight, it was pretty close with no Metal Knight's ultimate. But I noticed that he has formal gear on his Metal Knight, which ended up stunning my Metal Knight anyways, but lucky enough I was able to go first, giving me the extra damage that I needed that I didn't have in the last match to win this fight. This was my last fight for the day, but for these Deep Sea King core mirror comps, it's usually based on luck. And notice how he's not running a Groribas or dot team, so this comp was rather unusual.